Where's my chair? I feel like my chair is all messed up. I'm all adjusting myself. Does my sound check? Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Craig. This is Facts with Fact of Madness. Good to see you guys, or those of you who will come. Welcome. Give it a little second. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let's good to see you. I saw Mitch in the comments earlier. I just see that Cliff is there. Thank you very much for joining. I'm a little winded. I was just outside playing with my dogs. I don't know if any of you guys who have dogs, but I have two of them. I have a pit bull. His name is Yoshi. And I have a boxer mix, which we rescued, and his name is Luigi. Yoshi actually comes from, you would think it was Yoshi and Luigi from Mario Brothers. It kind of has a dual meaning. But I went to school, private school in Japan when I was growing up, and I won't say his last name, but his first name was Yoshiaki, and he was a really, really, really smart guy. And I always remembered how smart he was growing up, and even as a man now, I consider how smart he was. And so I named my dog partially after him. But Yoshi is the one who, he has zoomies. I don't know where zoomies come from, but he was zooming around the yard, and his brother Luigi was just looking at him, not really doing anything. Luigi can jump pretty high, and he gets up on a trampoline, which we have in our yard, and he just watches him, and then I'll jump like that, and Yoshi will kind of like just take off running. So if I sound a little winded, that is why. You guys can see on the screen my thumbnail, which kind of lends credence to the fact that I'm going to be doing a show partially about a video, which I found, by the way. I think I intimated in my live that I couldn't find it, but I did. But before I do that, I was going through my comments. It was from a video that I did a couple of weeks ago, maybe a week ago, that had to do with, some of you all may be familiar with Auditing While Black, James. He's overseas right now. He hasn't been on the scene for a while. He was in a coma, actually, in a bad accident. And he's been down for a little bit. But I did that video kind of with the background thought of, are you prepared for things such as that happening? He's overseas. He has someone that gave him some care. But let me do this real quick. 1 second. But that person had to, send word to his family that he was, down and out. But for some reason, I keep getting this same theme of comments. And ironically enough, or just coincidentally, James addressed this on one of his most recent shorts, and I thought it was kind of interesting. So I'm going to kind of go over some of the comments and my thoughts on what he's talking about and what people are talking about as well. So, and then probably around, 45 after mark or something, I'll let the premiere come on and we'll watch it probably, together. I don't know for sure whether or not, I don't know if doing it this way it will mess up things. My thoughts really were kind of that I wanted to be able to, well, I think I'm going to put the link in I'm going to pin the link, and I haven't reached out to GS directly. He's welcome to come on the show when I allow it. But because I think that he may want to address, he probably won't, but he may want to address what it is that I'm talking about with regards to this video. So we'll see how that works. I don't know if that's not a solid for sure, but appreciate you guys coming by. Hope you enjoyed the show. I am going to go then to my comments. So this is the video. Oh, let me put this on the screen now. Let me see. Should I do it this way? Yeah. So this is my, those of you all have channels or don't have channels, posted videos, you guys know how it goes. YouTube will allow you to look at your comments and your mentions. I have some mentions and I have some comments. But there are a couple of comments about this particular video, which I did, like I said, like 2 weeks ago. Some of them more recent, some of them not. But I'm going to read them, and I'm going to also play James's video. Some of you may have seen that, but he has a cool channel. Like I said, he was hurt for a while, so he's kind of ramping back up into getting into space. But some of the comments that are coming out from that video are, don't act like an entitled child throwing a temper tantrum, and this won't happen. It really isn't that hard. Oh, that was from Moon Shade 6864 and Donk SS 6853. It's always interesting the numbers that come at the end of stuff. Color doesn't mean shit. Stop the frauditing and consider getting a job. Are the clicks and views really worth the criminal record? Only a dumbass would say yes. Hit the like, everyone. Thank you, Cliff. Poor victims from Charlie McCarthy 5854. And I don't know what this little sign is, but I haven't replied directly, and I think that I will. Oh, this is from something else. Okay. Still going on this one. Let me bring this up real quick. Can I do it like this? No, let me do this. I'm going to duplicate this. You guys know from YouTube, or you guys may know from YouTube, that or from StreamYard, you can't have too many tabs open or it'll slow it down. So I'm going to go to my channel. I'm going to try to find that one video that we're looking at. It was a live, I think. Or was it a video? It might have been a video. So you guys can see. So will you be ready when it happens to you? Prayers for @auditing while black. That was the video that I had. It's 49 minutes long. You can check it out. It was basically, I had saw his live, saw that he gotten hurt, made me think about, our mortality, so to speak. And I kind of went that way. So anyway, so these ones right here are the ones that are coming from that. So Mark Molassix 3413 just happened 2 days ago. When a person's only goal in life is to intentionally provoke verbal and physical confrontations, harass people for no reason other than to satisfy their inner hatred for all other people, and target minors in their videos for future self-gratification at home, that explains that person's low-scoring mentality and complete lack of honorable character more than any bullshit they can post in a video. And the biggest issue with these maggots is they don't have the backbone, guts, strength, manpower, whatever you want to call it, to admit to anyone that the only reason they do this is to intentionally piss people off and get confrontation started. Real big men, these frauditors are not, especially when some of them now have to play the race card to appease their victimhood mentality. Another problem with these parasites is that they only seem to concern about rights that allow them to intentionally harass law enforcement and other victims of their hatred. I'm just waiting for the day when they realize they can also repair a toaster while in the bathtub. I didn't see that part, but that's kind of funny. Go skydiving and forget to bring a parachute and lock themselves in the garage with the car running. All activities protected by the Constitution. But of course, these spineless losers in life never do any of that. SMFH. All right. Frauditors don't know their right, from Lucifer Almighty. Crunchy Frog 555 says, I thoroughly recommend prayers for auditors because they are very appropriate. Prayers do fuck all as do auditors. All right. Waha fool. That one was from John Beltron 8787. My doobie or Dobie maybe 130, like as in Doberman Pincer, I guess. Nothing happens without the camera, you see. You see the camera holder instigates the confrontation. They are not public servants the way y'all use it. They are government employees who provide a public service. As for being hurt because of race, that's silly. To date, 3 civilians have been shot by auditors and 2 auditors shot by civilians, all of them white. Auditing is a social media phenomenon. They don't care about rights or amendments or police misconduct. They have very simple goals. 1, YouTube money. 2, a lawsuit against anyone for money. 3, clout. That's it. So you support that? Cool. I do not. I've worried about 1 black auditor. I carries a rifle case. Dress is complete black attire, including mask, and hides under trees and cars at police and fire stations and private places. Then he yells, "Victim, he will be hurt." I don't know if I understand that one, but all right. Zing A13 says, you okay with AW titling videos, quote, black man trespass from ... end quote, when the color of skin has nothing to do with it? All right. Cannabis Avenger says, auditing while stupid is a bigger problem. Auditors are lowlifes who will eventually end up in prison and love it. Let's see, how many more do I have? There's a couple. Do you know what happens to you when you do something while being black? You get special privileges and an unequal amount of patience with your ghetto attitude. Stop the stereotyping and generating. Only racists see racism in the situation. Stop being racist. All right. I think you get the gist of what I'm saying or what we're seeing here. Hit the like button. Hey, Cliff, Joko, KS Copwatch, good to see you. Thanks for showing up. And there's obviously a number of people who are kind of parroting that notion. And then, of course, you have AWV, Auditing While Black, who thanks me for releasing it, etc. So why is it such an issue then that people are focused on the fact that his name indicates that the color of his skin? Now, he addresses it in his own video, and then I'll play it and then I'll kind of give you my thoughts on it. We have a few minutes before the premiere, so let's see what he...
Do you ban plastic straws?
And some people had the nerve to question why or tell me that I make my page about race and I see the comments, oh, don't make it about race and this and that. I didn't make it about race. I just gave a adjective to describe, because that's what exactly what you heard in the 911 call. Her describing me as black. It's either white or black male. Black. What shirt you got on? Black. They had no problem, calling me black. So might as well name my channel that.
All right. So to each his own, and he kind of goes into why he's done that. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are old enough to remember, and I'm going to look it up. I didn't actually look it up, but has anyone heard of the term America the Melting Pot? I'm going to look it up real quick just because it's a term. I don't know where it came about, but I remember growing up hearing the term melting pot. We're a melting pot. Cliff says yes. So melting pot, America. Let's just type in America pot. The term melting pot is a metaphor for the United States as a place where people from many different backgrounds come together. Let me put this come together and become American. The metaphor is based on the idea that the United States was founded on freedom, liberty, and democracy, and that people from different cultures can coexist and live together as one nation. The term first became popular during the wave of European immigration from the 1800s to 1910s. See, I didn't even know it was that old. So I said, some of you may not be old enough to know where that comes from. None of us obviously are old enough, that old at least. But my point is that it is something that I've heard, and I always thought it was kind of strange that I mean, not strange, maybe too strong of a word, but I understand the notion that we have many different people from many different lands. We welcome the tired, the poor, et cetera, et cetera. And now we have this crux of immigrants who caused this issue. But I always had issue with the fact that we call ourselves the melting pot. If you imagine a melting pot, you throw stuff in the pot and you melt it down and it becomes kind of a conglomeration of something, but it's consistency and enough. Yeah, you're not that old, but and it becomes one, right? So I understand that notion, but imagine something such as a salad, right? I've been on this kick to lose a little bit of weight. I'm down to like 214 pounds from 230, so I'm getting there. Walking every day on the golf course is kind of done when it's done, but I've been eating salads. So now I've heard people blending their vegetables and their fruits and those kind of things. That is one thing, but I'm thinking about a salad that I put together. I throw in my leafy vegetables. I throw in my tomatoes, my cheese, my eggs, my cottage cheese, the pepper, all that stuff. All of those things I throw in and I put them there, and I would never blend them if I was going to do that salad for the sake of blending it and getting it down. I'm putting all those things for their tastes and, by the way, their differences, what they add to the salad and the synergy that they create together, right? So, although we like to think of us as Americans as this one unit, as divided we are politically, over religious things, the way we think, communities, 1A communities versus not 1A communities, etc. Although we like to think of ourselves as one unit, we are in fact very different in many ways. As a black man, despite the fact that people say, I've heard Morgan Freeman being interviewed by Mike Wallace. I think it was Mike Wallace, and he asked the question, something about him being a black man, and Morgan Freeman says, I don't think about race. I just wish we don't even have it. And I do relish the notion of what he's saying, because it's not the most important. What's up, old Mitch? Thank you for being here. I do relish the notion that it's not the single most important thing that we need to focus on, particularly when we're talking about victimization or hard times, et cetera, et cetera. But it is a factor that we have to recognize, and we should recognize it. We are individuals culturally, color of our skin, all those things, they do matter. I think it was Denzel Washington who was describing how, as a black man, and Mitch will know what I'm talking about, if you were trying to describe the smell of a hot comb on a woman's or a man's hair, he and I probably know exactly what that smells like and what it means and what's going on. And not many people necessarily know what that means. That is a cultural thing, right? And obviously has to do with some of our skin color. So the fact that AWB, and I think he describes it well, he just simply used an adjective that matters to him. It's not the focus of what he's done. If you watch any of his channel, it's not the first thing that comes out of his mouth. Oh, you're going to treat me this such and such a way because I'm a black man. No, it's not the crux of what he is saying. And of late, at the end of the day, I've heard Mitch's channel. I mean, not Mitch's channel. I'm sorry, Cliff's channel, the Vigilance Committee, talking about what is it that we want to accomplish with regards to our activities and as it relates to government. How do we act? And I think it was important that he brought it up, and that's why I'm bringing it up, because um, people have a certain perception of what we do, whether we like it or not. In this case, it happens to be involving the name that AW chose. And by the way, I don't think you would mind mentioning this. Um, I've been in contact with him for quite some time. He's one of that AWB is one of the first people who ever highlighted one of my videos. So I've been in contact with him, and didn't know that he was hurt or anything like that. But he asked me, he's like, "What do you think about changing my name?" And I was like, "Wow, it's an interesting thought. Change your name from auditing while black to what? What would you change it to?" And I thought, well, it depends on, you've already established a quote unquote brand. Like, I think of AWB, even if I just say AWB or auditing while black, I think of James. So he has created a brand, and he's done well by that brand and done well by the cause and all the things that he's done. And his reasons for doing what he's done are his own personal reasons. And I'm pretty sure somewhere he's described why he got involved with it. And obviously he's now talked about why he has put his name as what it is. Fact the madness. FAQ the madness. Why did I choose that name? Why did I, as a black man, yes, I'm a black man, as an American, why did I decide to pick up a camera and go to the SSA building and begin recording? Did I think that I was going to be treated differently because I was black? No. I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with the color of my skin, but it doesn't change the fact that I am a black man. And my personal experiences, my personal perspectives matter as me being that person, that individual. All of it, all of my life experiences, all of my choices, positive and negative, to the point that I am right now, matter. And so, lest we forget, those are the reasons that we mention and consider it, but it's not the impetus for why we do the things, and I'm sure it's not the impetus for why auditing while black does the things that he does. So I think that these comments and the perception that they have are misplaced. He's not going out there. I mean, imagine this: if he was doing the exact opposite with the camera, you know, we have seen many extreme approaches to auditing. And imagine if he was doing being that kind of way, what kind of comments these would be. Different or no different? What do you guys think? Yeah, it is a brand. Let me put up some of the things that you guys are saying. Mitch is we need one set of rules that apply to all. Yeah, I mean, so well, I think I get what's EED. Oh, we need. I think by design we have one set of rules, right? And as it plays out, again, because of different biases, different people's walks in lives, and those kind of things, they play out a little differently. But I mean, it is more complicated than it is simple, no doubt, for sure. Uh, I'm just me. I live in the I'm going to do me, racism be damned. Yep, that shit is afraid to cause division. Yeah. Um, yeah, and oftentimes we do have this notion of being politically correct. Yeah, I've heard an individual talk about this where now I don't know exactly how to explain. I understand kind of where he is coming from when he talks about this, where you talk about, and I mean, I'm not trying to pull any punches. I'm talking about GS, where he'll talk about, um, you know, he stands up for his beliefs, and how such and such things are going on, and you speak your mind about certain things and you're called a racist. Um, Now, I certainly do not think that. I'm certain I've never said anything to the effect of GS being a racist. Um, but I think it's very interesting that the very same types of lamentations that I say we as Black people, for many years have described are the same things that he may be describing. What is happening to an individual as a Black person, and how they feel that they are being slighted in certain circumstances. It's the same type of thing. Any man, any woman, no matter what color you are, if you feel that you are not able to accomplish the same things that another individual is accomplishing for whatever reason, feel slighted and they want to do something. Now, how we go about trying to accomplish change is one thing, right? That's a totally different thing. What does Cliff say? KI Reacts asked me if he should change the name of his channel, and I told him he already had a brand, but that it was completely up to him. He still has it. Yeah, I mean, and it's a big thing. I mean, I don't know if I will ever not call Twitter Twitter, even though people call it X now. To me, I don't even really like that, but some people embrace it. You know, Facebook, which has been Facebook for as long as I can remember, you know, has gone through a rebranding. And we think of branding in so many different ways. I mean, not only the mission or the I think mission statement is what I'm talking about, or even just the look of the brand. The brand goes far beyond that. You know, my brand, FAQ the Madness. I mean, people think of me, for example, as a person that asks a lot of questions. Hopefully you guys think that my questions aren't dumb and stupid. And sometimes they may be dumb and stupid. But I ask the type of questions that I ask because at the end of the day, I don't want to feel like my consideration of a topic hasn't been explored in my own mind, let alone the person that I'm conversing with. Right? If we're talking and we haven't even kind of explored all of the nuances of a subject, then we surely are talking about something from a preconceived notion, which to me may be problematic. Buy me a coffee, thanks. Oh, and by the way, somebody did buy me a coffee. I was surprised. So Cliff has probably been the first person that bought me a coffee. Thank you. I think I have it as buy me a book. You can do it. Buy me a book, buy me a coffee. I drink coffee now, but I fast until noon nowadays. So, and I don't like just plain black coffee. I like a lot of sugar. I built a brand on my name, so it is what it is. Yeah. Thank you. Let's see. Finally got it right. All right. So those are my thoughts, and we're getting close to it's about 6 minutes away before the premiere happens. I told you guys that oh, and I mentioned somebody else brought me. It happened to be Izzy that bought me a coffee, and I was shocked and thankful and whatever. Whenever I see that alert, I'm like, ooh, wow, because I am a small channel, just starting out. I mean, it seems like I can remember when I made that first video about my mom, about wanting to record to take care of the business in the ASSA, and going from there, and now to the interest that I have now. Cliff and I have talked about, when are you going to start doing a couple of the more 1A type things? And I still do have an interest. I have an interest in trying to make change with regards to how North Carolina perceives body-worn camera footage. I've said this before. On any state that we're talking about, I believe that record being available should be a public record. I don't know why it's not. And I've experienced both extremes. In Indiana, for example, the SSA footage that I got, and luckily I was able to get it because I wasn't prepared to record in that during those days, like it was so long ago, and so I missed out on a lot of footage. But the cops had camera footage, and then when I thought about getting camera footage here in North Carolina, I learned that it wasn't considered public record. So I've experienced both extremes: easily obtaining body worn camera footage and not being able to do it at all. So good morning, Jody. How you doing? Good to see you. Izzy rocks. I do love her. She's awesome. All right. So what I was going to say, and I'm kind of preparing myself for the video. It's going to be premiering. I happen to be here. I kind of want it. It would be the same if I was premiering it by itself, and I'd be in the background just kind of watching it, whatever. But it came to my mind that why don't I just do it as a portion of the show? I had a few thoughts that I wanted to talk about, which we've already covered. But for me, honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like it's important that I show my perspective as it relates to some of the things that GS has been saying about me. Now, I've mentioned this before. I am well past it. I mean, I am past it. But, and I titled it, what did I title it? You know, what's that in your mouth? GS lies about FAQ. When you, and I only was aware of an instance that I heard myself, but people, for example, like Vegas Vips, you know, I stopped by his live because I can't remember why. I started kind of recognizing that I've been consuming a lot of content and I haven't been making a lot of content. And I figured if I shaved off some of the time that I was consuming content, that I would be better off by making it myself. So the reason why I was looking at other people's stuff is because I was kind of getting more and more ideas, and Vegas Vips happens to be one of them. So I dig your vibe back. You got some good insight. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yours too, man. I really do like your stuff. All right, so it's gonna be counting down, so we'll just keep it up, and then I'll kind of make myself smaller. Let's see. Thanks, Mitch. That means a lot to me that you think that. I appreciate it. You joining my crew. We the fist in the air people. Roger that. All right then. Pardon me, you guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna step away for one moment, and I will be right back. One moment. Now, if I would have been more prepared or whatever, I probably would have played something. Then I would have come back and the show would have started and all that stuff. But okay, so the sound should be good. I do have it set for 10:45 correctly. It's the 20th. Should be about to start. Excuse me. It's about to start any second now, and it's I would normally take the show for about an hour. I've been doing about an hour. It's going to go a little bit over that. And I will try not to stop it too much unless there's just something that really, hits me, or there's a comment out there that I feel needs to be highlighted. I think I can put them up on the screen as they come. So if you guys want to say things, do fine. And I had mentioned that I was possibly thinking about putting the link up there for GS to come up and say something if you wanted to. So it looks like it's about to start. I think I may have this on. Enjoy the premiere with me.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Welcome back to FAQ the Madness.
Are you stupid?
Fucking now!
Are you stupid? I think you're fucking
Holy
stupid.
fucking shit,
Hey.
Rabbit!
Hey, dumbass.
Let's jump into another rap. What is up, everybody? Good morning. It is really early in the morning, 4:13 on the East Coast as we speak. I was looking for something. I couldn't find it. Earlier today, I was, well, not earlier today, just probably like maybe 2 hours ago. Vegas Vips, shout out to Vegas Vips, asked a question, and he was asking, like, what's going on with this? And da 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 da. And so I was like, well, let me see if I can find it. What I was thinking about is that I have been consuming a lot of content. Hey, Carte Blanche, good to see you. Some of us are just burning the midnight oil, aren't we? 8 p.m. Friday night here. So let's see. 8 p.m. Friday night. So let's see. Where are you? New Zealand? Is that what NZ is? Oh, yeah. I have to think about this. It's funny. I operate my eBay business, our eBay business, my wife and I, understanding that it's a global business that allows me to do what I do. So and that comes down to the point of customer service, um, resolving issues, questions, all that stuff. So occasionally, even though my day may start or end at a certain time, if I'm doing business with the rest of the world, I have to realize also that they expect results and questions answered, etc. Um, so I'm used to that. So I also have to be cognizant of the fact that as I grow an audience, which is really what I intend to do, the same thing can occur. So thank you guys for joining wherever you are in the world, and I appreciate you joining. I don't know how much of my YouTube life that you guys are aware of. I'm going to explain it a little bit, but I had a show with another individual. Many of you may know who that person is. Uh, and I personally have decided that I'm not going to placate to many of the things that has gone on since we dissolved our relationship. Now, I believe that it's quite evident what's going on with that individual, and I'll let it be what it is. But when certain things come out, and I feel like it's so extremely not representative of me, then I need to address it. What also has been on my mind was the fact that something was said during, I'm calling it the Benghazi meltdown. Do you guys know what Vips just ended? Yeah, maybe that's why you guys are now here with me. What I was trying to show you guys is I was just kind of checking out a number of different things live wise. I have me here. This is me. This is something it moved on to. I've been golfing lately a lot. So, what was I going to go here live? I was checking out different things. Some things are more interesting. This Ray 2D2 is someone that I just discovered today because I have been checking out Specs Appeal. Specs Appeal. Did I get it right? This person right here. I'll put her up. I'll put her up big. No, I don't want to mess up my Specs Appeal. So we'll go to her channel. Really, genuinely cool person. Today, she had like Trivia Thursday. Yesterday, actually, Trivia Thursday. I think I came in third place. She's really cool. She just recently shared something with the world. Go to her channel and check it out. 2 days ago, she was crying, all that stuff. And actually, I think I might reach out to her because her story in that regard is kind of interesting and it actually relates to something that's happened in my lifetime. So, you know what? I think I would love to visit uh, Australia. And I'll tell you a story. So when when the Olympics came to Utah, I worked at a bar, a very popular bar called Portical in Salt Lake City. Literally one of the biggest bars probably in the state, despite the fact that there are other bars that might be closer to, Vegas, those kind of things. It was really that cool of a bar. It was called Portical, and it's created there after 4 or 5 different bars that are there now. That people who worked there as bartenders became managers, etc. But oh wait, so and New Zealand and Australia are different, and maybe it was New Zealanders. I can't remember exactly what it was, but those guys, I'm just calling them those guys. But during the Olympics, a lot of people came to Salt Lake City, and I hung out with on my days off. So 12 out of the 14 days I worked, and then 2 days I had off. But every day I experienced, some level of dealing with the people who were coming into Salt Lake City. And then when I got off, maybe I hung out with them. And I hung out with some Australians, maybe some New Zealanders. I can't remember what they call them. Not moolies. That wasn't the right word. It's been a long time. I mean, that was a long time ago. Anyway, I had a great experience with those guys coming from there. Many of them, journalists, media types, all those kind of people. But we all just had a great time. They appreciate the service that I tried to give them. I was a busser. I ran around and served my bartenders. But then afterwards, I played. So that was Kiwis. I think that was who it is. Yeah. So anyway, that was a good time. I've done a number of different videos. And I did some videos with this individual right here. Now, there are some reasons why I might take something down, but very few. Like, for example, if you go on my channel, you will see a number of different shorts that I had that I was on a panel with, that had Rabble Rouser, Rabbit was on there as well. Todd was on there as well. I think maybe even Based Oracle showed up. But I didn't record or do anything like that, even though I was a part of the show, and I tried to do some shorts with it. They're not getting any views, and that's fine. In fact, when I was trying to edit the videos, I think I set it up incorrectly, so they actually didn't come off as shorts. For those of you who are not aware of the relationship that Todd and I had, we did do a show together leading up to, thank you, leading up to us being on a show together. We talked for a significant period of time. He got Zoom when Zoom wasn't really what he wanted. He wanted another solution. It turned out to be StreamYard. StreamYard is a very good solution to the things that you need to do. I'm not sponsored by them, but I love the tool. I'm thankful that I discovered it, etc.
It starts to make me feel a certain kind of fucking way. When I'm bending over backwards, FAQ the madness. Fucking bent over backwards. Gave that dude fucking IQ or fucking, what do you call it? Intellectual property. I fucking developed a fucking FAQ or frequently asked questions with Fact the Madness. The show was supposed to be heard. His.
Fact the Madness, FAQ the Madness. You guys may, for those of you who are younger or even older, my age, I'm 53 years old, you might recognize the term where people say F the Madness. Fuck all that madness. You know, they say that. I deliberately wanted to use the name that I had and have a little duality in it. In this case, frequently asked questions, the madness, all the madness that exists in the world, the particular subject that might be elusive on some level. You know, is it this? Is it that? Religion on some level, you know, Todd does a religious thing. To me, it had some duality in its meaning. I liked the way it sounded, so I used it. So I think people get it. I think when Todd and I began speaking, he got it. And yes, we did talk about for months about doing a show together or doing something together. Now, I'm not discounting the fact that he may or may not have uh, suggested the name of the show, Frequently Asked Questions with Fact the Madness, because by nature, he understood that I ask a lot of questions. He calls it the Socratic method, right? Where you ask questions to discover the answer to that question and you go back and forth. Discussion, fine. Okay. We went with it and we had a number of shows. I probably will do a little compilation of the shows that we had, good and bad, because we all know how it ended. But there was a whole space in between the highs and the lows, which I think both of us should have grown. Maybe he didn't. I did. And I have moved on. I'm moving on.
It starts to make me feel a certain kind of fucking way.
It starts to make me feel a certain kind of fucking way.
It starts to make me feel a certain kind of fucking way.
But when you take an incident, which I addressed and I thought we kissed and made up, and then you take that incident, it's a video, go through my my channel if you haven't already, share it, let people know like what's going on so that when they hear him say something, you can directly attribute the fallacy of it all to what I've done, represented, and continue to do with my show, which is now called, I call it, Facts with Fact the Madness, right? Doesn't have to say frequently asked questions. We all know what it is. So the setup then is this Benghazi Rabbit. If you've hung out on his show, you know who that person is. You know the relationship that they have. Very to the point guy. And I'm sure the relationship that he and Generally Specific have had dictates that sometimes he sharpens him, as Todd says all the time. I did the same thing. So that's where the context of this all is. And somewhere along the line, he melts down. But we get to the crux of what it is that I want to say about this. And if you guys want to hear a little bit more, let me know. But I'm going to play.
They're going to drag you back down that hole.
I'm going to play until I get to the point. So
don't let them. They don't impact you whatsoever until the moment they show up at your front door. Yes, no more words need to be said about that. They don't have any impact on you. They're keyboard warriors, dude. They're little trolls. That's it. That's it. I'm sorry to get pissed off at both of you, but it's like, dude, we've all sat here for fucking months at this point and listened to it. It's like, okay, enough. We're all grown-ass men. These are children you're dealing with. Let them deal with their fucking parents who want to neglect them. We don't need to be their parents and keep talking about.
I think he's talking about who is known as F3, fine, fix, finish. I don't know if it's fine, finish, fix, whichever. Another catchy term. I don't know if it comes from a movie or whatever, but he's talking about those guys. They have a beef. And, you know, whether it's fair or not fair, I'm not even part of that. And part of one of the things that Todd has decided that he has a problem with me is that I do land on in the middle of the road until maybe I figure out all or get all the information and I can make then my own considerations of an issue, right? And he says something to this effect with Benghazi. He says, stand in the gap. And according to him, we know what stand in the gap means when he's like, go on to another people's panel, another venue, and stand up for me or whatever. Well, you know what, Todd? Sometimes you make it difficult to stand up for your ass. You do. So figure it out so that if you want to be in this realm, this orbit, then you can effectively describe the things that you are passionate about. Nobody is downing you for being passionate about something, but you take passion to an extreme sometime, and everyone sees it.
Them and try and get them, So
Hey, I just want to
I'm
point out. I want to point out something real quick. Jesse is going to get in here. He's going to tear me a new one, and I'm going to take it. So here's the interesting thing: the people in my orbit think enough about me to tell me the hard truth and to get me off of a certain track that's not going to lead me to anything positive. They love me enough to tell me the frickin' truth. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Deceitful are the kisses of an enemy. Meanwhile, on the other crew, they'll lie to them, let them continue to handhold them, let them sit there with their drugs and their alcohol, and let them be mollycoddled into an early grave. I'm glad to see that there are people here that are willing to tell. And listen, I'm right there with you. I'm sick of this nonsense. Every time I try to turn away from this, it's like, bam, they're right there in my face. And I know that I'm on the right track because evil doesn't like it when you're doing the right thing. So they come after you twice as hard. What I would just say, though, it would be awful nice if some of this advocating, and some of these strong words of encouragement, as that's how I'm receiving them, it'd be nice to have a little support, when people stand in the gap.
There we go. The stand in the gap thing, right? God knows what he means by stand in the gap. But like I said, it literally becomes difficult to stand in the gap for you, Todd. I mean, it's simple as that. Get it from the horse's mouth. Where did this stuff actually come from? And it was this broadcast, if you will, this live, which has now apparently been taken down, or maybe it's hidden behind his paywall. I mean, which is interesting. He has enough people, he's monetized and all that stuff. Fine. I'm not there yet. Put it behind your paywall if you want to. But I was looking for it because I wanted to make sure that I had the information right. But I grabbed it. I did grab it. So I have it. So anyway, let's see. I spent enough time in learning the Bible where sometimes some things that people say just don't jive. Or, and this not to be judgmental at all, where what they say about the Bible that suits them and what they do, again, do not jive. I think occasionally we see that there is an extremity going on between what this guy purports to believe in, say, live, etc. It's just not what we see. Sorry, it's just not what we see. But he continuously makes it apparent to us because he makes a lot of content, right? None of us can dispute the fact that he makes a lot of content. And that there are people out there who have been on his show dealing with him directly, and all of the aftermath of having done so. We see it. So at the end of the day, I'm here right now just disputing the distinct thing that he said about me. And again, I'll move on.
So here's my issue though, Luno, and this isn't directed at you. This isn't directed at my buddy. my other military buddy. This is the people that would want me to do and highlight their special interests over trying to protect my own name and my own fucking brand and my own fucking reputation, which I'm fighting for. They want me to ignore this shit over here and only focus on the things they think are important. So when I'm over here showcasing other people trying to be supportive of them, and then when I fucking need support, crickets, it starts to make me feel a certain kind of fucking way. When I'm bending over backwards, FAQ the madness, fucking bent over backwards, gave that dude fucking IQ or fucking, what do you call it? Intellectual property. I fucking developed a fucking FAQ or frequently asked questions with Fact the Madness. The show was supposed to be his. And I get fucking stabbed in the back. He makes fucking hit pieces. I promoted his fucking show left and right. I promoted his fucking channel left and right. And he fucking stabbed me in the back as a black fucking supremacist. And then calls me a fucking racist.
I think Jody, all of you guys, and again, I'm so appreciative of those who, and some of you I met through Todd. He doesn't get all the credit for it. I mean, maybe there's something about me that you guys like. Maybe you guys like my damn glasses. Who knows? I'll give credit where credit is due. And I will foster the relationships that all of you guys are creating with me. And I hope that I do right by most of the things that I say and do. And I hope that you guys hold me accountable to those things as well. But, you know, you guys keep showing up and supporting me when I come on. So I appreciate that. You know, maybe it's my beard. Who knows?
Look, I'm not anyone's little dance monkey. Okay. I don't fucking juggle balls for people's entertainment in that sense. I'm going to have a conversation about the shit I want to talk about. And it's not for everyone all the time. I understand that. Do I want to get sucked up in this drama? No. Do I appreciate that Rabbit is kind of giving me both shotguns to the face? Yeah, I do appreciate it. Would I rather have Rabbit in my channel and us talk about more important things than these fucking morons over there? Yep, absolutely.
And that's basically what he said. We've all told him that. Based, Rabbit. I don't know, Flo may have said something. People in the chat have said it. Get off the subject of those guys, your DD214, whatever you call it, it's your reputation on the line, etc. Sir, you have established what your reputation is throughout the community. When I say community, whatever you call it, not 1A, not, I mean, I don't even know what you call those panel things that we participate in. All of that reputation, even what preceded you with your service, is being established by your actions, what comes out of your mouth. Again, am I wrong? Do I have it wrong? I don't think I do. And I haven't broke bread with you, but we spent ample time behind the scenes talking about how we would conduct ourselves on camera. There is not any of you guys can go back and you can listen to all of our interactions, he and I. There is not one instance where I'm not going to say what people have used the term spurred. I didn't really know what that term was. The first time I ever heard it was Todd say it. But I heard Muxter mentioned where it came from and I looked it up. I don't think that's the term I want to use, but freak out, whatever. That's what you've done, but that's never happened not when I was with you, not on my show, not with me. So I don't know what compels you to get to that point. Maybe I didn't scratch the surface well enough to get you there, and I never really intended to. I wanted to have conversations where we could continue and not just get all blown up and one of us rage quit. Triggered, that's the question. I guess, you know, I never really thought about what it means when people say trigger, but what happens when you pull a trigger? You get a very violent reaction. So it makes sense that people say triggered, and yeah, he's triggered on some level.
I thought we were all fucking team players, but some motherfuckers only give a shit about what the fuck they give a shit about, and they don't fucking give a shit about anything else. And I'm that fucking moron. I'm that fucking moron that cares way more about other people than I care about myself. And guess what? That makes me a sucker. It makes me a sucker. It makes me a fucking fool, and people take advantage of me. And everyone wants me to focus on what they think's fucking more important, and no one seems to give a shit about the things that I think are important, with the exception of a few people.
Well, I'll just say you're not alone on that. So I was that way too. I had the rude awakening.
You wouldn't be alone if you had me in your corner and you said, "Point, there's a target." You know what I would fucking do? I'd fucking zero my weapon.
Well, I mean,
Rabbit, that's the fucking difference.
That's what I've been trying to tell you, Todd. I got a target. I'm trying to get you zeroed in. It's more than you realize.
I got a target. I'm trying to get you zeroed in.
No,
you don't
like
give a shit about my targets. That's my fucking point. You're illustrating my point,
target.
Rabbit.
It's not a valid target.
Yes, you think your targets are valid when you know what?
My target is valid. It's the government entity who just
majority. Listen, Rabbit. The vast majority of the population doesn't have a fucking clue what you're talking about.
And that's fine. I don't give a fuck about that. That's not who I'm talking about. You have don't look at me like that.
What I'm saying
is tell you what I just tried to tell you. They're just words. They're not a valid target for you to aim your fucking sights on, dude.
So says you, brother.
So what do you mean? So says me. They're not at your front fucking door.
I do have some allies. I'm very grateful. There is a core group of people that do have my back. But guess what? They don't fucking need the stress either. And guess what? Most of my viewers don't tune in to listen to the fucking bullshit and the drama. I get it. You've got stuff going on in your life. You got stuff going on in your life. And you got stuff going on in your life. We all got lives, man. But here's the interesting thing. You got some big channels out there. You got some people that have some influence. And if let's say if 10 viewers from each of your channels cared enough to support someone who's gone out of his way to support these other bigger channels, to elevate and amplify them with as little as my channel is, I've busted my ass.
All I'm going to say is that I think there might be something inherently wrong with that notion that smaller things amplify bigger things. Like, doesn't it just get caught up in the noise? I think what he's saying is, with these small channels supporting big channels, he's gotten big channels like, what was his name? Jericho Green was one of his first people. I don't hear him saying anything about what he's going to be saying about me, etc. He didn't need you to amplify him. Some of the guests that you've had, way bigger than you, I don't think they needed you to amplify them. I'm sure they appreciate the support, right? They appreciate the support, but you're not amplifying their message. If anything, you may be contributing to their message, which is already established. I don't think any of them would let you bring it down. So I just think you may be having a little twisted there, sir.
I've busted my ass to accentuate and do whatever I can to lend my voice to the 1A community, to standing in the gap against evil. If just 10 people out of each of these channels went into these streams, I mean, because there was Based Oracle. I still remember the look on Josh's face. Based Oracle went into F3 channel and he said, what are you guys doing? It's like, what is all this like gatekeeping, this DD214 and the look on Josh's face when one motherfucker that wasn't me stood against Josh and criticized him. A fellow fucking Marine looked at him and said, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Why are you fucking with other vets? This is fucking childish high school shit. One dude, and I will never forget him doing that. He did sell out to Izzy now. I'm not okay with that, but I'll never forget the fact that just everyone wants me to do what they want me to do. I'm not looking for the world to get shoulder to shoulder with me. Just maybe 300. Can I get fucking 300? Can I get 300 fucking Spartans to fucking join me and hold the fucking gap?
I'm here, bro.
I appreciate it. That's all I'm asking for. Everyone wants me to do what they want me to do. And I've done it. I've busted my ass. I've accentuated your channels. I've promoted your channels. I'm tiny. I'm just some little dude. but I'm willing to bend over backwards and stand in the gap for you, with you, by you. And because I care about you. And I care about what you're going through.
I didn't even know. Like, I never heard one of his Bible studies or anything like that. But and he goes to this space there, or this place there, and then on his gaming channel he goes to another place where nobody is interjecting what he or any is disputing what he's talking about, so he can get that out there. And I didn't know Todd before YouTube. I have no idea about what he did on Periscope. I never even been on Periscope. But apparently you're saying that he got this way too on there. Now, would we be surprised about it? I don't think so. And I've heard Todd say something about, why don't they just leave me alone? Am I that important that they need to, use me? They don't have content on their own, et cetera, et cetera. And similar to what the like frauditor troll will say, like, he wouldn't have content unless you had 1A auditors doing crazy stuff. And that's probably true. And I would not have gone here unless I heard what I heard from your mouth on your show. And I'm sorry, but there comes a point where you just literally have to say something. And I have not watched a second of your show for maybe months now. And then Based brought it up. I thought it was interesting, and I like to get the full context of things. So I went back and I listened to the show, which now doesn't appear on your show. You've taken it down or put it behind a wall where everybody cannot see it. And then I heard what you said about
it. Starts to make me feel a certain kind of fucking way. When I'm bending over backwards, FAQ the madness. Fucking bent over backwards. Gave that dude fucking IQ or fucking what do you call it? Intellectual property. I fucking developed a fucking FAQ or frequently asked questions with Fact the Madness. The show was supposed to be his. And I get fucking stabbed in the back. He makes fucking hit pieces. I promoted his fucking show left and right. I promoted his fucking channel left and right. And he fucking stabbed me in the back as a black fucking supremacist. And then calls me a fucking racist.
He has these marathon-ass lives for 5 hours, and sometimes you just want to find something. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I don't know if you can block comments or not or whatever. I mean, I guess you can. It's YouTube. The Supreme Courts have ruled that you can, they can take down comments, etc. But I know people appreciate when they timestamp things. So I think that if I go to a show, like even if it's GS's show, and I hear something that maybe I want to highlight, or maybe I want other people to highlight, then I'm going to timestamp it and describe what it says. Like, for example.
And I get fucking stabbed in the back. He makes fucking hit pieces. I promoted his fucking show left and right. I promoted his fucking channel left and right. And he fucking stabbed me in the back as a black fucking supremacist. And then calls me a fucking racist.
I mean, you know what? I think we act and react when we have the all of the information. And sometimes I think, GS will just react and he doesn't have all the information. And I told him when we first met, he was like, dude, be careful about that fraud Wrangler guy. And he's going to, because I did a piece where I disagreed with something that he said about Tyrant Terminator. Right. So Fraud Wrangler did it's in one of my videos. I can't remember what the name of it is, but he did a piece. Tyrant Terminator was in the back lot of an area, and the sheriff came out, and they were having an interaction. And Fraud Wrangler said, this is this, how he does. And I said, I disagree. And I did a video on it. I was learning how to do that type of stuff, right? And then Todd was like, dude, be careful because that guy, he's going to come out and get you, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with Finkel. Finkel and Muckster. He's like, you get on their show or you associate with me, they're going to disown you, etc. I got on the show with Finkel and them, and they're like, dude, this is what Todd said about if you came on our show, this would happen. And the exact opposite happened. And then Todd got all pissy because I got on his show. I don't need his permission to go anywhere. I'm a grown ass man. That's what I'm saying. He acts like he's the only person that can be a grown ass man. It's just so funny. It's laughable, sir. Laughable.
Tell you what I would appreciate, Rabbit, is my friend to not give my enemies ammunition. That's what I would appreciate.
And stop
Rabbit.
having streams about them. You're
Oh,
giving them your
So,
own fucking
so hold
ammunition,
on.
dude.
So what you're saying is that I should conduct my warfare the way you think I should conduct my warfare, and if I don't, then you're going to be the one that
Maybe you
undermines
should
me.
read Sun Tzu. Have you even read that?
Yeah, where it says
You
never
wanna
interrupt
talk
their
about
enemy when
conducting
they're
warfare,
making a
dude.
mistake. Yeah,
Because
so-
you're not focusing at all. You're getting too bogged down. You're getting too stressed over some bullshit words from fucking keyboard warriors who'd rather inebriate themselves and get away from reality. But my stance has been clear for months, and it will be even more vocally clear.
Yeah, I know your view, and I don't.
What do you mean it'll be even more vocally clear? That means
Like
you're
I
just
said
gonna
tonight.
fucking pile on with the fucking retards that are coming after my fucking jugular? Is that what you're gonna fucking do? Is that how you're gonna do me?
I mean, if you want me to do that, fine. If you want to be a little
is
baby
that how
bitch,
you want
I'll
to
do
fucking
that.
help me? Is that
If
how
you want
you want to
to
help me,
I'll
Rabbit?
do that. I'll be a bitch.
Now I'm
yeah.
a bitch.
You
Now I'm a
act
bitch,
like a
Rabbit.
fucking little bitch. I'll fucking treat you like one.
So now I'm a
You
little
tried
bitch.
to treat you like a man tonight, but now you want to be a little fucking high school kid.
Okay.
Stop acting like a fucking child, Todd. You're
all
a
right,
grown
brother.
ass adult.
All right, brother. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Fucking prove me right.
Prove you right. How? By you coming after me and you call
I'll
me
let
a
you.
friend?
I'll let you do. I'll let you do your thing.
You call me a
Alright,
friend
hey.
and then you come after me. Go ahead, Jesse.
All right, Todd. Look, I'm gonna step down so Vips can get in.
But I'll be honest with you, this one hurts me way more than anything they've ever said. Even shit they say about my gay son or and my wife and all this other horrible shit they're saying about my fucking family. Yeah. This right here, I'll be honest with you, this got my attention. It's got my attention. Yeah. And,
What is
and I'm
this?
not I'm not sure that
I'm
not sure. I'm sorry.
What got your attention tonight? Finally.
Well, what got my attention is, as I've said, and I've had this suspicion for a long time, a lot of people in the 1A community, which you say you're not part of, a lot of these people like it for me to do what they want me to do. And when I'm not doing it, they lose interest in my channel. And when I'm distracted because I'm trying to protect myself and my brand and my back and all these other things, when I'm supporting them and having their backs, when there's really nothing in it for me to have most of these people's backs. Matter of fact, shit. I mean, just showing kindness to Wrangler by not wanting to destroy the man has caused me so much fucking pain by trying to stand in the gap and say, instead of destroying this guy who I don't really have a good opinion of, but I'd rather not destroy him. Instead of not wanting to destroy him, it has caused me so much fucking suffering and pain for not wanting to kill, steal, and destroy another man.
Really? I don't think that's a very fair assessment of what it is that you have done. I mean, I really don't. And like Mitch says, if you wait long enough, Toddy always goes sideways. There's like an alternative motive to what he has been doing. And yes, I agree. I saw somewhere where I'll put it up, but Angel says he has a problem with women really bad. Yeah. As evidenced by his speech.
Because I was the reason why they haven't fully destroyed him. Because I wouldn't get on the third turnbuckle and drop an elbow on a dude who's already unconscious. Face
they're
down on the
focused
fucking
on you
tarmac.
now, not him.
Be right back.
Right, but see, here's the thing, right?
If you guys hear something about me while I'm gone for just a brief second, then let me know that I missed it. I have to go back, but I'll be right back.
Because I made a choice to not be a fucking degenerate dirtbag and try to destroy. Now I might need this stern talking to, and it might need to be public. It might very well need to shake me out of it. And I agree with everything you guys are saying. I just think that there's some things that I'm saying that I would really appreciate if there was a little agreement and an accord from my allies. Now, I don't know exactly what the plan of action, but doing absolutely nothing when the fucking trumpet goes for revelry or retreat is not really what I would consider to have someone on my team that when I announce revelry or retreat, there's no action whatsoever. Yeah? And I mean it. And I still mean it. And I love you. And I'm always going to love you, brother. We broke bread. I'm not taking that back. And nothing you can say to me is going to change that. Nothing you can say to me is going to change that. Okay? I don't care how harsh the truth is. I need to hear it. I need to hear it. I'm fine with that. But for fuck's sake, dude, when I'm asking for fucking help,
You've never asked me for help, Todd. You can't fucking sit there and say that. You've never asked me for fucking help.
dude,
Don't.
I've asked you probably 6 times
No,
in the
you have
last
not.
fucking 40 fucking minutes.
Todd, you can't. No, don't sit there and fucking throw your hands up. You can't say that within the last fucking stream that I've sat here and talked to you. That's asking for help. That's a valid fucking thing. You've literally just said, "What was the last 40 minutes?" By that, you just admitted you've never asked me for fucking help. So you can't say that I'm not helping you when I'm sitting here.
See, here we go, man. I don't know what's going on with you, dude. Yeah, it's
Okay,
fucking
Todd.
funny until it's real life.
Okay, Todd. You can't sit here and say that I've asked you for help for 40 minutes.
Doing it right fucking now.
What can I do?
Asking right now.
Are you stupid?
Fucking now.
Are you stupid? I think you're fucking
Holy
stupid.
fucking shit, Rabbit.
Hey, dumbass. What fucking help can
now
I
I'm a
do for
fucking
you?
dumbass.
Hey,
now I'm a
what
dumbass.
help can I do for you right now, dude? I'm sitting here on a fucking panel with you. What help can I do for you, Todd? Are you that
This isn't
stupid?
helpful. This isn't helpful.
Because
What
you're
you're
so
doing
dumb.
right now is not helpful,
You're
Rabbit.
so dumb because you don't understand that it's me sitting on a panel. What help can I do for you right now, Todd? Exactly.
Rabbit.
Go fucking smarten yourself up, dude.
That's
Honestly, bravo to Rabbit for quote unquote standing up to Todd. And you know, it's as if he is this being that we need to be fearful of standing up to. I mean, who are you really at the end of the day? You're just another man privy to all of the susceptible to all of the things that we all are susceptible to. You know, everything. So why does he have to show anything other than, I mean, some loyalty as a friend, yes, but I mean, good God, you ask the world. And I think that, and at the same time, you make it difficult to be able to give you that.
That's what you're doing here. You're
No.
telling him that everything he's
He
doing is
just
wrong.
admitted
That's what
that
you've been
he
doing
never
this whole
asked me
time,
for
and I'm
help.
tired of it, dude. Dude, you
Well,
need
I'm tired of both of you motherfuckers
Grow
thinking
up,
that
dude.
we're going to sit
Come
here
on.
on a fucking high
You
horse and
literally
say, oh,
rambling.
where's Rabbit at? You never call or ask for help. So that's on you,
I go over
motherfucker.
to your channel, and I
right,
promoted it.
I don't give a
Hold
fuck
on,
about
hold
you,
on,
Brick.
Todd,
This conversation's not about you.
All right, you guys just hang out in the basement for a second, guys. Yeah, it's funny how they say no drama, right? Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
1 second, Brick.
Hey,
It's fucking embarrassing, man. No, just 1 second, Brick. It's nothing against you. Go ahead, Lynn.
Todd, hey, let's wrap this up and we need to talk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that way none of this needs to get put out. It's starting to dive off too fucking far. People starting to get heated, and I mean that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree with you as far as the ammo. I think you need to go ahead and shut this one down.
Yep.
And keep us in the basement. Go ahead and roll your outcry. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your channel, but
no, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah. So let's us go and talk in the background, and figure out what the fuck this left turn Clyde shit just happened when we were supposed to take a right.
Yep. All right. Thanks, guys. And it is what it is. I love it. I like it when I find out exactly where people fucking stand.
Without going in too much detail, other than any detail which I've shared of my life, there's not too many people that would even fathom the notion that I am a supremacist. It's ridiculous. And consider the source. I think that's enough said. If I need to say any more, then you guys let me know. All right. So 1 hour and 13 minutes. I think we went through enough. There's probably been multiple people that have done kind of a little piece about this particular thing. You can't go and check it out yourself, unless maybe you're a member. I was a member at some time. Maybe you put it behind a paywall. But I implore you, GS, bring it back up. Hell, listen to it. Do a live with you listening to yourself go through this, what we just witnessed, the totality of it. And have your own self a come to Jesus meeting so that you can understand how terrible you sound when you say this type of stuff. When you flip out for no reason in the middle of somebody trying to tell you reasonable shit. Yeah. All right. So before I leave, let's get through the rest of the chats. I'm learning how it kind of goes with I mean, you guys can see I have been kind of checking out different things, different videos, different people, some of the things that they do, best practices, worst practices. I'm not. I when I say I'm not a panel guy, I just simply mean I don't like for people to be hollering over each other. You can't understand what people are saying. Some people do it better than others, and I enjoy listening to some panels more than others. I really like the tomato lady. Sorry, I don't know. Raging Tomato. Sarah, I think is her name. She actually conducts the panel in a way that she garners respect and control. She's obviously polished with it. So I appreciate how she does it. And usually you can hear the ideas. Sometimes people get out of hand. She brings it back. I love Based. I think Based is cool. He's calm, cool, collected. He knows how to take some rambling ass statement of a person and bring it back to so that you can get the crux, the cookie, the morsel of it all. And I like to think that I'm kind of like that. I say middle of the road ish, but before I pick my side, so to speak, I have to have as much information as I possibly can. And that's information that comes from me living, moving towards death, meaning that I'm getting older, I'm wiser than I was when I was younger. All of the things that I've done before in my lifetime establish who I wanted to be and who I have become. I mean, that's what we should all be. And in the process, we should be able to pick away, shed away the stuff that brings us down and to the grave sooner. If we're not doing that, then you're just living to die. And that sounds so terrible. Who wants to live to just die? Not me, sir, ma'am. Anyway, whether you be on the right side or the left side of any issue, politically, mindset wise, whatever, as far as I'm concerned, all I would like for you to do with me is meet me somewhere here in the middle. Because when you go to the extremes of in any direction and you keep going in that direction, you cannot meet another person and understand where they come from. If you understand that, if you feel what I'm saying, then please join me again the next time that we speak. I will see you then. Everybody have a good day and good morning. Thank you for watching. If you have a video you'd like for us to cover, use the submit link in the description or pinned comment. If you enjoyed this one, consider subscribing and hit the bell to be notified of future content. Be sure to check out all of the other content we have for your edutainment. We will continue to respectfully exercise our First Amendment rights and publish the interactions we have with government officials. Remember to like, share, and leave a comment. It's the easiest way for you to let us know your thoughts about our channel.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the face.
Can you guys hear me now? Wow. So thank you first of all for all of you guys making it through the live premiere. It's the first time I did anything like that. It was kind of cool to hold on a second, 1 second. All right, that was a call, so that was cool. Anyway, I do appreciate you guys for sticking through. Out of all of that came through, I think inherently in my heart and my soul, I felt like that message that he put on that show might have been lost, which is why I I even considered, capturing it so that I can comment on it, because at the end of the day, it was the first time that I ever heard him say anything like that. I mean, this world that we are in, this internet world that we are in, I mean, there is a surface layer to us all. That's a given. I try to be as genuine as I possibly can. And at the end of the day, when it comes to anything, people who know me know that I'm not a supremacist. I don't think Mitch is a supremacist. I may have some ideas that is pro me, and pro me being a black man, a pro me being a contributor to society, despite all of my faults in the past and to come. But I'm simply just not going to stand for or lay down for that guy calling me anything other than what I am. So that's why I addressed it in this manner. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed or not a subscriber, please subscribe. If there's somebody that you think might like my content, and put it out there. I'm so close to being much more than what I can be, and I'm learning daily. So I appreciate you guys being along with the journey. We're 27 minutes past what I normally would do, which is an hour, but I think was worth it. So I hope you guys feel the same. So I think that I got all of the comments. Thanks, guys, for the feedback. If you have anything that you want me to cover or something that you think that I might be interested in, you can contact me on email. It is factofmadness@gmail.com. I have a lot of interest, and I try to mingle with people, and so, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it all out for me. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I will leave it at that. I was going to maybe I'll schedule it for a totally separate time, and that is bring GS, or at least invite him up if you wanted to. I don't want him to feel like I put up the safest place on the internet for at Generally Specific, because he and I, despite having any disagreements on air, have never had a blow up like that. I don't think we ever will. I mean, not if I have anything to do with it. I can just walk away. So let's see. I don't know, Potion. So what did you do? Or what does he accuse you of? Well, long story short is basically I'm gonna say the very first time I ever went on Finkel's show, I think, and just discussed anything. One, I dared go on the show, and two, Finkel alluded to the fact that Todd would disown me, so to speak, if I began going on anybody else's show. And during that show, as an aside, I believe, Finkel, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I mentioned something about, this was right in the beginning of the whole DD214 kind of fiasco, if you will. I suggested that I might be able to be a mediator in squashing the beef. And the reason why I suggested that is because Todd and I had multiple shows together where we didn't beef like that. And then he apparently heard from somebody that I was on Finkel's show, and I was trying to facilitate this, kumbaya meeting with all the people. I even reached out to Tav, the Angry Vet. And I believe at the time, and this is one of the reasons why I began to see the handwriting on the wall, that was an individual that said, you're co-mingling with this person, and I don't know if if there's a fit there for you and I to do a show together or do anything like that. Just multiple people over and over, you will find distance themselves from you because of him. So that's a long story short. I hope I answered your question. So at the end of the day, I am a person that seeks to mend ways than break them. I mean, I try to build relationships, and doing so, sometimes you have to figure out that even if you disagree with an individual and you find out why you disagree with them, it might just be that you just didn't understand what their position was. I mean, we may be beyond that with Todd, but at the end of the day, you didn't create the show, and I'm not a racist, or no, I'm not a black supremacist, and I never called you a racist. So if you want to be the greatest, then be the greatest. I want to be the greatest at whatever it is I can possibly put my hands on and do. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Until the next time we meet and next show, take care. Peace.